Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a major 2024 election update. Trump last night having a rally in Florida, Marco Rubio speaking before Trump, people thinking Trump might choose Rubio. He's dragging this on. He's making it about Biden. It's a political strategy. It's smart. We do have a major polling update, and this is very important. I want to get to this. I'm going to react to some of this stuff, but also Pennsylvania right now, which I think you really can't even argue it. It is the most important state in the 2024 election. It is the one state everyone agrees is a pure swing state, and it's got the most electoral votes out of any pure swing state. So, by definition, it's the most important swing state of 2024. And let's take a look at what we have going on right now in Pennsylvania. Now, obviously, pretty much everyone is still going to label it a swing state. I cannot completely disagree with that, but this is something that I had said yesterday. You look at Pennsylvania, the way it's trending. I mean, this is a very positive movement for Trump. This is not a situation where Trump's up by 2, the next poll is up by 3, the next poll's tied, the next poll is up by 1. I mean, look at these last 4 polls. Okay, to be fair, you do have 2 Republican pollsters, although Emerson is a Democrat pollster. You can take a look at this. You've got Trump up 4, Trump up 5, Trump up 7, Trump up 5 as well. Bloomberg's also one that I wouldn't take a ton of stock into, but even, you stretch it out. I mean, Trump has been winning like the last, 12, 13 polls. You've got that crazy Biden outlier. That's not in the aggregate anymore, but just in general, it seems like right now, in terms of the 3 big Rust Belt swing states, I think it's very clear that Trump, I would put it around maybe a 70-75% chance to win Pennsylvania. The other ones, it's closer. I still think Trump's the favorite in the other swing states based on a number of factors that, I've talked about before. Approval rating, Trump versus Biden, it's all come out now. Trump's got a 51% approval rating based on what he did from 2016 to 2020. Some of that might be nostalgia, but it's crazy when you think about looking back on it now. Trump dealing with COVID, the economy, the sham crap where they say Trump lost all the jobs, which is completely fake. They're the ones that wanted to lose more jobs. They're the ones that wanted zero COVID, but they sit here and they say Trump lost all these jobs. You wanted to lose every job. You wanted to turtle up into a shell during the pandemic, and I literally just saw Ben Affleck's daughter with a mask on in 2024 saying we need mask mandates. This is the crazy stuff, but I'll say this with Pennsylvania, it's looking very good for Trump, and it is the most important swing state by definition. We all agree it's a swing state. I'm not saying Trump, I'm not saying it's a likely Republican. I'm saying right now I'd probably move it to lean Republican. I would. I mean, this is a lot of polling that's come out. Sure, it was very close here. I mean, this is back in February, early March, so it's a different time now. Post-election, all the polls, Trump is beating Biden. You might need a few more. A lot of these pollsters, they really don't move, or a lot of the predictors don't really move until a certain time. I mean, look at this. Even this prediction has it at a 74% chance for Trump. And this is a rolling set. You can see 74, Trump's got a 61, and then a 68 in Wisconsin. I think that's very accurate, actually. I would say Michigan right now would be the problem area for Trump. Not that it's really a problem area if he can hang on to Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia. He just needs one of these states, and it's going to be fine. He doesn't even actually need any of the Rust Belt if he can win that second district, and they give Biden a 63% chance of winning it right now. That's because of limited polling. Also, Maine's another one that might be interesting. Trump with around a 32% chance there. But the moral of the story here is that Trump is shifting to this ultra power position. He has his rally last night. It goes very well, and I'm guessing he will announce. The other thing to talk about, I mean, this is just crazy stuff. Nancy Pelosi coming out this morning on a show and saying that Biden needs to choose whether he's in or he's out. And this was a very good tweet. This is a pretty funny point. Biden, I'm staying in the race. Dems, Biden needs to make a decision. Biden, I mean it. I'm staying in the race. No joke. Dems, it is really Biden's time for choosing, given the high stakes. So yes, they keep just ignoring what Biden is saying. I think Biden 4 times now has publicly declared, guys, shut up. I'm the nominee. Everyone wanted me during the primaries. There was no challenger. All the donors backed me. So it's my race. I'm facing Trump. Just stop. He said it about 4 times. And you still have this morning Nancy Pelosi saying he needs to make a decision. Oh my God, they clearly want him out. It is still a horrible look for them. And this is a lingering problem that I don't think is really going to be solved, considering Biden is just not mentally capable, and he can't just be cured like that. I mean, I guess theoretically he could have a better debate performance, but CNN's already in way too deep. I tweeted about this last night. CNN is they're in a pit right now. What do they do if Biden actually stays in and they can't get him out? And again, it's like, if the Democrats are really so desperate, they do have means to get Biden out with the her tapes, with releasing, you would think, other medical records, with giving Biden some type of ultimatum. You need to take a cognitive test if you want to run and be the Democratic nominee. There's a lot that they could potentially do. You may say, oh, it's undemocratic, things like that. I mean, that's another story for another day. They're the ones that are obsessed with democracy. They're the ones that keep bringing it up, even though they try and imprison Trump because he's beating them in the polls. And then they say, I mean, well, Trump's just going to beat us. Like, let's just kill him. I mean, that's been a big thing on Reddit. They've had to tell people, you need to stop saying this. Secret Service has gone to people's houses because they've just become so deranged about Trump winning. They can't handle it. They're having panic attacks. They're having nightmares. All these people, Biden, many supporters on the left, they realize now they're not stupid. They can play this denialism game, but that's why a lot of them are saying Biden needs to, step down. And now it looks like possibly other Democrats are thinking there's really, like a lot of these Democrats, there's no incentive for them to run. It's already a dead administration. Biden right now, the last time I checked, sitting at a 36%, 37% approval rating. Why, if you're Gretchen Whitmer, if you're Newsom at this point, now definitely back, we were talking about Newsom around 4 or 5 months ago. He probably would have, if they said Biden's done, he can't do it, he had some type of, screw up. I think Newsom probably would have taken the mantle and been the nominee. But because we're this late in the game and Biden, the sentiment around his administration is so horrible, a lot of these Democrats don't want to destroy their potential future careers. They all want to run in 2028, even Kamala Harris. Now, the important thing with Kamala Harris, I don't think she's got a chance whether she doesn't run this year and Biden loses, because you would think, well, she's the VP. She's going to be the leader for the Democrats in the 2028 primaries. I don't think she's winning anything, honestly. But she could say, well, I don't want to run this year. I'm already up against it. It's not a full campaign for me. It's only going to be 4 months. The reality is there's no great answer. That's what I've been saying. This AM, the mess Biden has created, Democrats who always prided themselves on unity being their strength have lost all semblance of togetherness. So Democrats, the infighting continues. This is something where Biden continues to say, and remember, Trump challenges Biden to the Gulf thing yesterday. Of course, the Biden campaign totally denies it. They didn't even see. The thing is with these, but why just say no? Just say Biden can't do it. Trump spotted him. I mean, Trump was going to give him a massive lead, and I don't even think Biden can walk at this point. So Biden physically cannot do it, let alone actually hitting a golf ball. Trump is on track, I think, to win the election and maybe win it by a landslide and take the Senate. Well, certainly, I think right now the Republicans would take the Senate and very likely the House. That's a Senator, Michael Bennet, saying it. And so they're admitting it now on CNN. CNN, I'm sure, is happy to, run this. They're totally anti-Biden right now. They want him to drop out. There's really no change in terms of that. You do also have, I thought this was good for a DeSantis thing. I know people don't really I don't know if they don't like DeSantis, but he did run against Trump. Politically, probably not a smart move. I mean, to be fair, DeSantis was beating Trump the polls at the beginning of the primaries, he was, because he had the great approval rating, and the Republicans were coming off that terrible midterm performance, but DeSantis won Florida by 20. As of DeSantis' inauguration, Democrats led Republicans by about 500,000 voters in terms of, I think, registration. Now the Republicans outnumber them by almost 1 million. That is remarkable. And no matter what you think about DeSantis, I mean, what he's done for Republicans, making Florida not a lean right, not a likely right. It is a guaranteed Republican victory in 2024. It's like 30 electoral votes. That destroys so many of those easy, 2016, 2020 paths that Democrats used to dream of, where they would take Florida, they would take Ohio, and you don't even need another Rust Belt state. You could lose many different swing states and still win because of the popular vote built-in advantage that the Democrats have with California and New York. If you also take Florida, that's the death grip. That's the Obama thing where he would win those states, and there's just no chance. Now that DeSantis has completely taken it off the table, it is just so key and so important for the right to have a legitimate, relatively easy, and right now a very easy path in 2024. Now, a lot of that is also Democrat incompetence. I mean, this is crazy. They are split 4 months before the election. It's super rare, and they're still trying to say that nothing is wrong. You do also, oh yeah, this was the Jill Biden thing, coming out to a song, Hail to the Chief, that Jill Biden wants to be played. Oh yeah, that was a song right there. But Jill Biden is just so power hungry. Everyone admits it. Like 2 months ago, people were like, well, no, it's not really true. No, it is true. She's the one running things. Good for her, I guess. But now it's gotten so bad, she's like demanding, hail to the chief, and she wants people to like worship her and bow down to her. She is the power keg in that relationship with Joe. Joe's just kind of there. They trot him out. She just wants the power behind the scenes. And I mean, she's photos on Air Force One, like being the president, literally sitting in the main desk area, the main office of Air Force One with her feet up, like this boss bitch, I run this. And this is what she really wants. And she goes to these events private now. She's the only one speaking. Joe is not there, especially if it's past 4 o'clock. She does an event at 5 or 6 o'clock. Biden is sleeping by that point. And now Biden, it's gotten so bad, he needs like 17, 18 hours of sleep. He goes to bed like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, wakes up at around 7 a.m. So I mean, that's 14 hours of sleep right there for Biden. And it's a charade, and that's why some of these liberals are like, this is crazy, but nobody really wants to take over for Biden because it's such a failing administration. It is the ultimate double, triple, quadruple whammy. Everything's bad, and right now, unless they pull something out, and by the way, they're trying to pull something out. They got the whole Project 2025. I don't think, listen, maybe this is just my bubble, but I really don't think anyone cares. Like, legitimately. Is Project 2025, based on how bad the Democratic Party is right now, going to change anything at all? Whether or not they rail against it. I know Trump came out and said, denounced it wasn't his. But still, even if Trump said, whatever, I'm not going to talk about it, I don't think it would have mattered, honestly. That's how the Democrats are just, whatever they do, unless there's some crazy scandal, they've lost a lot of their own mainstream coverage, that's normally very positive and normally is focused, dedicated to going after Trump. It's really changed the narratives when you've got CNN admitting that Biden sucks. Now, a lot of independent people feel more freely to either not vote or vote for Donald Trump, and that's a big thing right now. You do also have the French socialist communist liberals that won the election plan a 90% tax on income over 400,000 euros. It will be a complete disaster. No. People are greedy. If you make $400,000, after that, you deserve to be taxed. Yes, they're all going to leave, all the people that actually contribute things to society, because that's just crazy that you'd be paying 90%. So if you make 400K right after that, the first dollar after that, you'd make 10 cents. So it's 400K, you get taxed in whatever their crazy, I'm sure they probably already have a crazy tax bracket for 400K, but after the 400K, if you make $1 more, you get 10 cents, the government gets 90 cents, and I mean, this is their plan, and it works out perfectly, because think about it, they don't want any citizens having power. If you have money, you have power. It's just like Elon Musk taking over Twitter. They hate that. Many liberals in this country subscribe to some type of, now normally they'll say, well, if you make over $1 million or $2 million, something like that, you get a 90% tax. They've gone so far where it's 400K, all the rich people are going to flee. The people contributing to the economy are going to flee. You're going to get migrants replacing them. What a complete mess. I don't think it's going to be that bad, because it takes a long time to actually shift. And I do think they will elect a Republican. The French will during their next election. Someone on the right, you would think. I mean, look at what happens in the UK. They are already trying to imprison the figurehead of the right-wing party there right after they win. That's how bad it's gotten. So when it comes to this, they're totally gone. There was a video I have on here. I reacted to it on my my Twitter. It was literally a liberal celebrating victory, harassing a woman, jumping on her car. I think I've got it here. It was a liberal. I mean, this is what they do. At his rally in Florida, Trump offers to debate Biden again this week with no moderators. And see, Biden really needs to accept this, and not just for himself or his campaign, for entertainment purposes. We need this debate. We need Biden. I mean, this is like Trump going for the ultimate knockout punch already. He's just going boom. And if this actually happens with no moderators, I think Trump would just run him over. And maybe Biden, I mean, if you're Biden, you kind of have to do something. I think he's probably like, no, I'm going to wait for September. So the Democrats, after the DNC, they can't get me out. They still technically do have the DNC if they want to play some type of trick. I know there was a rumor going around that they were going to do so, and maybe I'll look into this and do another video on it. They were going to have Taylor Swift, Michelle Obama, all these people possibly at the DNC to try and drum up hype and maybe choose someone else other than Biden. And it would be like this crazy thing, this huge spectacle in August at the DNC because they're so desperate. But as of right now, I don't think that's happening. This is the updated Cook political report. In one set of surveys shared with me, Trump expanded his lead in Pennsylvania over Biden from 4 points to 10 points. That would be a landslide. Oh, that would be a total landslide. If there was a 10-point Pennsylvania victory on election night, it's I think Trump's getting around 370 electoral votes easily, at least. We've got this. Have you seen any evidence that the Russians have tried to seize on the debate performance? Yes. And repeat some of the president's most embarrassing moments? That's a very good question. No. You're right. No. It's the Russians. It wasn't Biden. The Russians were the one that hacked everything and shared all the debate, the clips. And they're the ones with their social media troll farms. They did it all. And so I totally agree. It's the Russians that forced Biden to perform bad during the debate. That's right. I guess my question to liberals, and answer this in the comments, guys. Liberals, answer this in the comments. Is Russia worse than Nazi Germany? And the main question, is Donald Trump in a sexual relationship with Putin? Answer that in the comments. Liberals, answer that. That's a very important question. So here's the liberal celebrating. This is literally a liberal celebrating the victory. This is amazing. I love what's happening to that country now. It's awesome. I'm not voting for Trump because he's not conservative enough. Yeah, so that's all just fodder. They'll vote for him. It doesn't really matter. He's just trying to appeal to independents. People are getting angry about it, that he's not ultra conservative. That's just a strategy. It is what it is. I understand people are mad about it, but they'll get over it, especially if you're conservative. You're in politics, you're threatening not to vote because you don't like that Trump isn't conservative enough, you'll still end up voting, and that's just never an issue. It never is an issue. Most people, 99% of people understand Trump needs to play. This is what partisan politics is in the United States. You can't go hardline conservative based on our situation in terms of liberal versus conservative, like 50-50. You need to get the independents as well. The liberals now trying to drag up Epstein and Trump, and I've got an unfortunate thing for you guys. If there was any iota of evidence in this, they would have already used it. Donald Trump is up in every single poll. I do think people say, well, Bill Clinton's also involved. They're not going to involve him. They would run Bill Clinton over if there was anything, involved with Trump in a millisecond. There's nothing here. 2020, they had nothing. They would have used it if they had something with Trump and Epstein. And now it's come out that Trump, banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago as well. So this is actually good news for Trump when you think about it. You also do have, this is a decent summary, I guess, from one of the predictor formula groups. You can see toss up Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. I mean, I would agree. Again, I would move Pennsylvania, probably lean Republican, but if you want to be conservative about it, you can keep it as a toss up. Lean Democrat. Here, I'll try and bring this up. Lean Democrat, Minnesota, Nebraska second. I would say Nebraska second is a swing state. I would say New Hampshire could be classified as a swing state, although you could say maybe there needs to be more polls. Maine, I would move to a lean Democrat. I don't think it's likely right now. New Mexico, I would leave there. Virginia, I would probably move to lean, but it's all right. Lean Republican, Arizona. I would probably move Arizona to likely. Georgia should be likely. Nevada, and I guess Nevada can stay lean. North Carolina is likely. Almost solid Republican at this point, in my opinion, when it comes to a predictor model like that. But this is, to me, I'm surprised they waited this long to update that. Arizona was a toss-up. I guess Arizona was classified as a toss-up. Georgia, to me, has been lean Republican for 2 months now. Minnesota has been lean Democrat for, I think, ever since that poll came out from that reputable pollster that had it as a tie. To me, these are pretty common things they're updating, but they're all going in Trump's favor. Again, it's hard to really take these polls because they're so fractured right now. The Democrats are, there's going to be some kumbaya moment. It's just, when does it happen and how will it affect the polling? They're going to go up at least a little bit. Right now, it's so easy for Trump, considering half of the Democrats are saying, no, don't vote for Biden. We want him gone. So then obviously a lot of Democrats are going to just say, I'm in the polls, I'm not voting for him, or there's just going to be de-incentivized to vote for him, so it's going to look even better for Trump. But even without this, Trump was still leading the main popular vote, and all of these swing states pretty much, just not by as much, which is very, very bullish for Donald Trump. So right now, I think the big stuff, Pennsylvania swinging a little bit. Trump has his rally last night. He's dragging out the vice president choice. He wants it all focused on Biden. Biden at the NATO summit, mispronouncing everything. This is what I say every single day. It's 5 clips with Biden where he messes stuff up really bad. And he's like swearing on the NATO stage. You go look at my Twitter, you'll see. Yeah, he was mispronouncing things, but it sounded like he was swearing multiple times. That's how bad it's gotten. And a lot of these liberals can see it and they think it's a total charade. But the problem is, I think a lot of the strategists realize that none of these other people, the candidates like Newsom, Whitmer, they don't really want the mantle. They'd rather wait for 2028. Maybe even Harris. I don't know. But Harris has got to be really power hungry and just say, well, if I can take it right now, I'm going to take it. But I don't know what she's thinking exactly. Either way, the craziest thing is Nancy Pelosi saying Biden needs to decide what he wants to do. I think you could go back in his last 30 tweets. He probably has said it 3 times. I am running. But it just goes to show you how they want him out so badly. Either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.